Abari Ghana. Welcome, welcome. The good news today is Kuumba, which is creativity. So welcome to day 6 of Kwanzaa, and the red candle is lit, and creativity is our principle today. So today's principle is to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. So today with creativity, we have invited Miss Jean Ficklin, who is the founder of the African American Culture and History Society in the Tri-City area. They meet once a month in Newark, uh, and they every year celebrate Kwanzaa in one of the local churches. So we've invited her here today, and we also invited Miss Suzie Smith, who leads up the celebration for Kwanzaa for the society every year. So Miss Jean Ficklin, welcome, and please share with our group your your thoughts and your experience with Kwanzaa.
Habari Gani. That is the greeting for Kwanzaa. Habari Gani. And today is the 6th day. It is also the day that we have the feast as a culmination of the preceding principles. And creativity, I would like to focus on some of our artists, our painters. Jacob Lawrence was an accomplished painter. We have many writers, many authors, Langston Hughes, James Baldwin, Nikki Giovanni, um, Maya Angelou, Sonia Sanchez, just so many writers and so many acclaimed musicians, Roland Hayes, Marian Anderson, Leontine Price, just so many, Matilda Dobbs. We have Dr. George Washington Carver, who created so many products from the peanut and the potato, sweet potato. They're in Tuskegee, Alabama. Dr. Carver was also an artist. He just had so many artistic abilities. We have Lorraine Hansberry, August Wilson, Charles Fuller, just so many, Marie Evans, so many artists, so many creative people. Even the founder of this celebration, Dr. Karinga, his mind must have been spinning when he was creating this beautiful celebration called Kwanzaa to give us the background to develop the principles, to create the table settings. And one thing about it, when he first started, he thought that Christmas was too commercialized. There was too much money being spent on Christmas, and we needed to go back to our roots and be more creative with our minds, with our hands. And creativity embraces so many components, uh, just like in the kitchen, the cooking and the baking, the creating of so many dishes, like the Kuumba cake. It's a very delicious cake made out of some very delicious ingredients. ingredients. And those ingredients combined together make a beautiful Kuumba cake, ambrosia. And I could go on and on. But anyway, today we embrace creativity. Thank you for this opportunity.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Jean. It's always so nice to see you, and we salute you, and we cannot thank you enough for the work that you do for the African American community. How long has it been that when was it you started the society?
Veronica, it's been over 44 years.
Okay, over 44 years. All right. Okay. So we have Susie Smith with me, and Susie would like to share a few words.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some baskets so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's called the Sweetgrass Generation Basket. That our family, we for generations, it's been over since the 1800s. And I'm going to go get some now because I had a set of in my dining area, but I'm in my kitchen now. But I'll get some so you guys can see it. Okay. If you look up, you can see one of the mats that we make. Okay. This is a funnel basket, and this is one of the basket. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. This is one of the basket we make. I made this in the 80s. And this is a basket here that my mom made for me when I got married, and that was in 1968. So this is over 50 years ago. These are some of the baskets. This funnel basket, we used to grow a lot of sweet potato, and you put a sweet potato in the vine will grow down on the two sides. Now these baskets are mostly made for museum. We don't use it too much in the home, but except for the bread basket, we use it in the home. And this is our creativity in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And show you one more basket. And this is one of my baskets that I made. As you can see, it has pine straw, which we call a French nut. The nuts, they're all around as decoration. The brown stuff is pine, and the white stuff is sweetgrass, which grows in the swamp of Mount Pleasant and Charleston, South Carolina. And that's what we use a lot. And this is one that I entered into Alameda County Fair, and I got first prize for it. This is my little ribbon that I got for first prize, okay? But my ancestor and my family, we all continue sewing our basket. We were doing it for generation, and we call it the generation basket. If you go up to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, on Highway 17, you see all the basket stand. We have we call them basket stand, and you see all different kinds of basket. They are displayed. Matter of fact, I have a picture. I'll see if you can see it. All right, this is a basket that my sister made. I don't know if you guys could see it.
Right there, yeah.
This is one my sister made. And this kind you could use to serve your buns and rolls and everything in, stuff like that. Oh, the picture's coming out. Okay, can you see it? Oh, you see it now?
No, we see it really well. It's good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
In Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, we have our generation basket. And my family and everyone else, all my relatives, we've been sewing it now since for centuries, generations. And it's not only for women sewing the basket, the men also, everybody in the family, from the little one from the mama and the daddy. And you know what? For men, as they mature, they sew excellent basket. Their basket is they have a good patience for sewing their basket. And we say basket sewing, instead of saying basket weaving, we say basket sewing. And everyone saw it. And we have the tool that we use for little kids. We give them a nail. And what you do is you mash the nail and have it at a point so you can make the connection for it, that you put in the sole. And what we use is palmetto, which is growing a lot in South Carolina, and the sweetgrass and the pine. Those are the three things that we use. Some people use bulrush to make basket also. My mama, she always stick to sweetgrass and pine and palmettos. But the men's are excellent sewers. Their basket are beautiful. When they're young, they don't want to sew. Like a young man don't want to sit down and sew. But as they get as men mature, the older men, they're so beautiful, just like the ladies. And everyone in
Wow.
the family. So, matter of fact, today, more of the young people are getting more involved and helping the family. Uh, the- the- and for us, we were doing it for generation and generation and generation and generation. So it's called a sweetgrass generation sweetgrass basket from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. I used to say Charleston, and my sister said, "Stop saying Charleston, say Mount Pleasant. That's where you're from." And that's where you can find it in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. That's where it originated.
Wow. And Mount Pleasant is close to Charleston?
Well, you have to cross the bridge.
Oh, okay. On
But
the
it's
other side of the
on the other
bridge.
side. Yeah, it used to be a ferry, just like San Francisco, but not. It's a bridge that you have to cross.
Ah,
And
okay.
when you cross the bridge, then you'll be in the Mount Pleasant when you go into the rural area. Well, we call it the country, but now there's no more
Yeah,
country. Everything's
yeah,
built up now. So, but
yeah.
still on Highway 17, they still have the baskets in. Oh, my cousin, everyone have their baskets. And they're doing very
Excellent.
good. Everybody's now getting into sewing basket now. So
Good.
that's my creativity for Kwanzaa, to share with everyone my family heritage in the generation sweetgrass basket.
Well, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
sharing, Susie. The baskets are absolutely beautiful.
Well, thank you. And I'm so
And
happy that
yeah, if I ever get, and I mean, not that if I ever, but, now that I'm here in Maryland, South Carolina is,
that's
an
right. A
easy
skip and
trip.
a hop. We used to
So,
say a skip.
yeah, so if I ever get through Mount Pleasant
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
at Route 17,
Yeah, that's right. Because one of my classmates, she have a restaurant called a Bella Restaurant. Right on Highway
okay,
17, right across from our church called Olive Branch Methodist Church
okay,
on Highway 17.
yep, all right.
Okay.
I'll keep it in mind.
Well, thank you.
And thank you. And I apologize again that you had so much difficulty with the
Hey,
technology, but you persevered
hey,
and
I
you
just
you
I just took
joined
my
us.
time and
So
Yes,
yeah.
Margani.
man. Oh, hi,
Okay.
Pepper.
Pepper Moore, she has joined us, and we're glad Pepper's here. So Pepper, you want to close us out for today? Share what you have for creativity and go ahead and close us out.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry that I'm late. I hate that I missed what everyone else said. Um, of course, this is just my perspective. So I would really encourage everyone to take everything in equally, and it's all perspectives are important when you're considering how to apply Kwanzaa in your life. So this is just my little piece. For me, when I think about the aesthetic quality and the need and desire to contribute to that part uh, for Kwanzaa, I think about the quality of life of Black
Amen.
people. So, what I say that people who are not of African descent can do to contribute to the aesthetic quality of life for Black people is know the truth. Know the truth about the drive and resiliency of Black people.
Mm,
So that you can speak to your peers about it and so that you can interact with people of color authentically.
mm,
In school, a lot of times we are taught, our education teaches us the roots of European heritage, those heroes, and those rebels are of stature. They create life goals for us. And then in school, when we are educated about Black heroes and rebels, those are rebels of norms. They're disruptive and they make us feel unsafe. Even though the environment in history was mostly about racism and segregation, those were still the norms. And disrupting norms makes people feel unsafe. That's a truth. So that means the separation between rebels of stature and rebels of norms are limiting. They're limiting our ideas they're limiting ideas, and they have to be disrupted. They have to be unlearned. That way, when you see a new face, You are grounded in acceptance and feel safe about making a connection, making a new connection, no matter what the person looks like on the outside. So you can take action by getting to know Brown historical figures, as well as the historical impact people, the historically impactful people of European heritage. Like about the cherry tree with Abe or Washington, I can't remember who that was now, but just as well as that story, you can know fables and rhymes about Black people, and not just the key historical acts, right? That way you feel like they're part of your family, just like the cherry tree story. You attach yourself to that story and it helps shape your identity. That might be the kind of person you want to be. You want to be that cherry tree person. And later on, it turns out that that person was a president. So you can know those kinds of stories about people of color, right? And later on, it turns out that person was a civil rights hero. Later on, it turns out that that person was a teacher, right? So make those stories part of who you are, as we have made your heroes part of us. Seek out our history so that when you look at us, you know that we are more than slaves you may have learned to fear or pity in school. Our dress, our talk, our hair, our homes, our very existence are all evidence of the resiliency of Black people. That should be the snap judgment you see when you look at us. And that should be what you want to contribute to and how you understand our creativity.
Thank you so much, Pepper.
Amen. Amen.
And again, thank you, Miss Jean and Miss Suzie Smith for joining us today. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day.
Imani.
And we'll be back tomorrow to close it out.
Amen.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
I thank y'all too.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.